transcripts of thousands of trials. Everything from murder and treason to swiping a halfpenny from the corner newsstand. Out of such trials, over the past 1,000 years, has come that cornerstone of a free society. English law. English law. The essence of all that is solid, substantial, and practical. But what about this trial? It was held in the Assize Court here, in the County Glamorgan in South Wales not so long ago. Solid, substantial, practical? Yes, if you believe in ghosts. It all began here, in the village of Llandefni, which lies in a typical Welsh coal mining valley. The stone-built, slate-roof cottages follow the contours of the dark hills. On Sunday mornings, the pit heads are silent. But up and down the valley, the chapels are in full throat.
Shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Those words, brethren, were written many years ago in a land far distant from the land of our fathers. But do not delude yourselves. They are as true of latter-day Llandefni as they were of Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. There is a time for comfort. Oh, yes. But there is also a time when the word of the Almighty brings not peace, but the sword. Are we not...
As Dr. Evans was finishing his sermon, the town hall clock began to toll the hour of 12. It was 12 noon in the chapel. And of course it was also most certainly 12 noon a mile and a half away, where Police Constable Josh Jones was making the rounds.
Jones. Jones, I want you to come with me. Look.
Rose Maddox Station. How did you come to find her, Mr. Roberts?
I killed her. She threatened me unless I gave her more money.
He threatened to write to my superiors in the bank in Cardiff to tell them about us.
I'm sorry, Mr. Roberts. I must ask you for a statement. Inspector Pugh would want it in writing. In view of what you've just said, I must caution you. Mr. Roberts? Mr. Roberts?
Thank you for your great words, Mr. Evans.
Yes, very powerful.
Oh, go on with you, man. You were dozing all the while.
Oh, no, I heard every word.
Are you all right, Windermere?
Yes. How did you get away like that, Mr. Roberts?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Now, you better come along with me to the police station if you don't mind.
Why?
Joking or something, Jones?
Now, if you don't mind.
You gone mad?
Are you coming? Have I got to take you?
Don't be so ridiculous, man.
Very well. Sorry about this, Mrs. Roberts.
Dare you, man?
All right, come along.
All right, Mr. Roberts. Now, what is the charge, Hunsable?
I'm charging him with murder. That's what I'm doing.
Man's out of his mind.
You know you took me to the dead body and confessed to the murder.
Man's out of his mind, Inspector.
Where is the corpse, then?
Sand Avenue warehouse. In the loft.
Who is it?
Rosie Maddox. Her throat's been cut.
Sergeant, get down there on your bike. If there is a corpse, film me back. Now, who found her?
He did. He took me there just now.
How could I have done that? I was in chapel all the time.
He stood beside me then not 20 minutes ago and confessed to the crime.
Do you know anything about this, Mr. Roberts?
How could I have done what he says? Handcuffed on a Sunday morning outside chapel in front of all the people. Ridiculous, that's what I say it is.
Unlock him, Constable.
Yes, sir. You'll hear more of this, I can tell you.
Now, what's this about a confession?
Well, he said that she threatened him. Said she'd ruin him.
Let me see your notebook where it says so.
Well, there's nothing in it.
Of course there isn't. How could there be?
Well, I cautioned him, but before I could put it down in writing, he'd made a bolt for it.
Why didn't you report this immediately?
I gave chase at once.
Chase, indeed, when I was in chapel all the time. Ask him.
Well, did you see Mr. Roberts coming out of chapel?
Yes, I did.
There you are. You see, Inspector?
Inspector Pugh? Yes, Sergeant? There is. Well, telephone Dr. Prothero at the golf club and stay there till I come. Don't let anybody in. Don't touch anything. Well, there's been a murder, all right.
Terrible. Terrible.
Did you know this young girl, Rosie Maddox, sir?
Yes. Yes, I did. Not to speak to, of course. She wasn't a customer at the bank, of course.
Have you ever been in the premises referred to?
Yes, many times. You see, the place was for sale, and the bank was dealing with the lease.
Were you there this morning?
Good heavens, Inspector, you out of your mind. I was in chapel, I tell you.
Come in, Mrs. Roberts, please. And anyone else who was sitting with Mr. Wyndham Roberts in chapel this morning.
What is it, Wyn? What is all the fuss about?
It's all right, Bach. Don't worry.
Gentlemen, there's been a murder.
Murder? But who?
I want you to tell me if Mr. Wyndham Roberts was sitting with you in chapel this morning.
Why, yes, certainly. We sat together in the same pew. We always sit together for Jehovah. For the singing, see?
Was Mr. Roberts there the whole time?
Oh, yes. We met outside before it started and went in together. He was in fine voice. Until he dozed off when the preacher was talking.
There. I said so.
Could he have slipped out without any of you noticing?
Oh, no. He was sitting in the middle seat.
I see. Thank you, gentlemen. I want you to show me exactly how you were sitting. Just bring that bench round there, Constable. Will you? You too, Mr. Roberts, please.
I was on the end.
Sure.
Can I render any assistance?
Come in, please, and stand over there. Now, where were you sitting, Mrs. Roberts?
Directly behind him.
I see. And where were your wives?
In the pew behind, of course.
Now, could it have been possible for you not to have noticed Mr. Roberts coming or going?
No, because the singer of the
Certainly not. Certainly not. Most attentive they were throughout. Except for Mr. Roberts, who slept through most of it.
I'm sorry about that, Doctor.
Without any sin at all, he must be to sleep so innocently.
So there can be no doubt at all that Mr. Roberts was there the whole time.
None whatsoever.
Thank you, gentlemen. You can go. You too, Mr. Roberts.
For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Good day.
Good day, sir. Oh, just one more question, Mr. Roberts. Can you think of any reason why Constable Jones should have invented this story about you?
No, I don't think so.
What about the fuss he made when you refused him the loan for his old tobacconist shop?
Oh?
Well, tell him.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Roberts. I'm very sorry about all this.
Mr. Roberts, you and I have known each other for a very long time. You know that I'm no liar. You know you took me to that dead body. You told me that you killed her.
How could I have?
As for you, Josh Jones, a letter will be written, don't you worry. Big damages you will have to pay.
Josh, show me your hands. You've got blood on them.
Just look at you. Eating your heart out to be back out there on your old beat again, aren't you?
Oh, don't go on about it.
It's better for me to say it than you, isn't it? I don't like a man to have self-pity, but it's not good to bottle things up.
You can read me like a book, can't you?
It's a good book.
Ah, well. Pity about that little tobacconist shop, isn't it? That chance of a loan now.
It's a good thing if you ask me. You'd only have smoked up all the profits.
Funny how things change, isn't it, when you come to think of it? 25 years I've been peddling up and down this valley, and everyone my friends. Josh, I'd say, you may not have it in you to be a sergeant, but you've got 1,000 friends. And there's many a sergeant and an inspector would be glad to be able to say that. Well, look at it now. It's not only me that's suspended, it's my friends as well. Oh, I know they smile at me with their mouths when they see me, but then when I pass, they nod and murmur among themselves as if I was the murderer.
Don't you get so down in the mouth, man. Sooner or later, they're bound to find the man who did it.
It was Roberts. You believe me, don't you?
You've never told me a lie in 24 years, Josh. Why should you lie to anyone else?
Perhaps you never found me out. Ah, you know, it's a strange business. I don't know what to think. Gee, if you can't trust your senses, where are you? One thing is certain. Roberts never left the chapel.
Mrs. Evans, the greengrocer, was asking only yesterday if we got a lawyer yet. Emily and Lisa Plandarcy are very good, she said.
Yes.
Anyone would think you were sorry for that P.C. Jones.
One has to learn forgiveness. One has to learn to be merciful.
No mercy showed to you or to that girl. Everybody's saying it.
Say what?
Who was it found the body? There was blood on him. And Mrs. Evans, the washing woman, saw him talking to the girl only the day before.
Gossip it is, that's all. And I don't want to hear any of it.
But it's you he tried to blame, to take the suspicion from himself.
Be quiet, woman!
What is it, Wyndham? Oh, it's only a tiny cut. I'll get some sticking plaster. What is it? What is it? Why do you tremble so? Oh. That horrible Josh Jones has upset you like this.
A very good officer, Mr. Jones. Yes, sir, of the older type. Very conscientious, very popular. 2 years to go for his pension.
I wasn't sent all the way from Cardiff to hear how popular he is. Does he still stick to this ridiculous story of his?
He won't budge an inch, sir.
We could run into a case of false arrest.
Well, there have been rumors that Mr. Roberts was bringing a case, sir, but we haven't heard anything definite yet.
We have no other suspects?
No, sir. We checked everybody in the village. There's an alibi for everyone.
And the weapon was never found?
No, sir. We searched high and low.
I see. How about this bank manager?
Oh, above suspicion, sir.
No one is. You'll learn that one day, not even this constable of yours.
Oh, I'll vouch for him, sir. He could never have done a thing like that.
You'll vouch for the bank manager, too, I suppose.
Well, he was in chapel from 11 to 12, sir. Even the minister will vouch for that.
And why does Jones insist on being so obstinate?
Josh, that's about the 12th time you've read that paper.
Well, you miss a lot in a paper when you read it through for the first time.
Now, look, you go on out and enjoy yourself. Why don't you go down to the Dinner's Arms and have a deal with Skippers? It's no use waiting around here all night. Come on.
Oh, well, all right. You generally always are anyway. Come on. Looks like the end of the waiting. Just a moment, Sergeant. I get my helmet.
Josh. Good luck, Josh. Don't you let them make you back down, Josh.
I won't. All right, Sergeant. Let's go.
And you still stick to your story that Mr. Roberts led you to the body, Constable?
Yes, sir.
And that he made a full confession to you?
Yes, sir.
And the subsequent evidence, or lack of it, hasn't shaken your view at all? Hasn't given you cause for any doubt?
None at all, sir.
You do know what you're saying, now.
Yes, sir. I am saying that what I saw and heard is the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
And you won't admit the possibility of any error in your statement?
No, sir.
Even though there isn't a shred of evidence to connect Mr. Roberts with this crime?
What do you expect me to do, sir? Say that I was mistaken? Say that I didn't see Mr. Roberts standing there, or hear him speak to me as close as he was standing to me now? So that you can send him a letter of apology from the chief constable of the county and brush it all under the carpet like a bit of dirt? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I won't do it.
And what do you suggest, Constable?
Well, perhaps it would be best if I resign. I'm only worried if I do that, people will think that I was admitting to a mistake.
I don't like to force your hand.
But You're doing it all the same, is that it?
Well, since you've made the suggestion of resignation, there need be no mention of the circumstances. Your pension will be payable, subject to a pro rata reduction for the last 2 years.
I see. Resign with a pension or be kicked out without one. Is that it?
I'm only trying to help you.
I don't need any help to tell the truth. All I want to know, sir, is do you believe I'm telling the truth?
I think you had an unfortunate hallucination.
Well, in that case, sir, I'm not resigning. And the devil can take my pension. Well, Roberts.
Evening, Mr. Roberts. Can I help you?
I want you to come with me. That's the way you behaved before. Now am I to be believed?
Mr. Roberts, I must caution you that anything you may say...
Don't waken him.
How long has he been asleep?
Oh, for about an hour. He put on his coat and said he was going out. And then changed his mind and began walking up and down until he was exhausted. Then he sat in his chair and finally went to sleep.
Have you been with him the whole time?
Of course I have. Why do you ask?
Because I must, Mrs. Roberts.
Oh, please don't waken him. He's finally sleeping peacefully. Most of the time he tossed and turned and muttered and groaned as though he was having a most frightful dream. And then, 20 minutes ago, a complete change came over him. Suddenly his face relaxed and he became calm, like he is now, the darling. As though a great weight had been lifted from his very soul.
As though a weight had been lifted from his very soul. How heavy does a man's conscience become before it becomes unbearable? Well, in this instance, apparently the weight of conscience was so great that it resulted in a psychic phenomenon called teleportation. Wyndham's need to confess his crime, something he could not bring himself to do on a conscious level, was apparently so great that it resulted in a manifestation in a corporeal form, so that he should not go unpunished. After a short trial, Wyndham Roberts was hanged in Cardiff jail for the murder of Rose Maddox. In the village of Llandefni, some of the people still recall the words of that itinerant preacher on that strange Sunday morning when Wyndham Roberts seemed to be sleeping. For God shall bring each work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.